So you want to know what $400,000 gets you when purchasing a house down here in Phoenix, Arizona. So in today's video, we are going to walk through 3 properties, give you a little neighborhood tour of each of the homes that it's in, and that way you can get a general idea of what $400,000 get here in the Phoenix area. Now, Phoenix is such a spread out and diverse city, so today we're only focusing on the southern half. So right now we're down in the Ahwatukee area. It's just south of, the Phoenix area. It's at the very bottom. So this is where we will start out today in our first property. And again, I'll give you a property tour of 3 different homes, and then that way you can kind of get a general idea of what $400,000 gets you here in Phoenix, Arizona. So without further ado, let's get started right now. So as I mentioned at the start of this video, we are going to start out in the southern part of Phoenix called Ahwatukee. Now, in a couple videos back, I used to always talk about, man, I would love the Ahwatukee. Well, I'm so excited to announce that I finally did move in here. We've been here for about 4 months and it's been absolutely incredible. So just some things to keep in mind if you are thinking about moving to Ahwatukee is a little bit more expensive in terms of housing. So the average house down here is about $580,000. However, as you'll see today, there are definitely more options available and not every house is that expensive. And also the really good thing about Ahwatukee is that they have a lot of condo options. So we just got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo and it was $350,000. So there's definitely more affordable options if that is what you're looking for under the $400,000. But for example, this is the house that we'll walk into is $387,000 right now. It's one of the most unique properties that I've ever seen. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. Now, one really nice thing about Ahwatukee in general and through a lot of the neighborhoods is you have a lot of these, kind of washed. And where this house is located, we're just about 2 houses down from this. But as you can see, there's a ton of walking trails and biking trails down here in the Ahwatukee area. So if that's something you like to do and you like to be super active, highly recommend checking out this part of town. And another really good thing that Ahwatukee has is that it is so close to 2 major highways. Now, they just built this 202 highway about 3 years ago, and it connects basically the East Valley to the west. So you can get pretty much anywhere in about 25 minutes. But the also really nice thing about the Ahwatukee area is you have everything. There's a grocery store 2 minutes up the street. You have Costco, Sam's, you have everything within major shopping area within a max of 10 minutes. You have the Chandler Fashion Square just down to the east, and there's a ton of other amenities that the Ahwatukee neighborhood has. You have Pecos Park, it's just to the south. They have pickleball courts everywhere, they have basketball courts, they have a community center, they have an ice skating rink, they have literally everything. And the nice thing is that it's only 2 minutes down the street from this property. So there's so many amenities in Ahwatukee. Check out my video, I'm in the process of making it, but we'll do an Ahwatukee vlog, and I think you're really going to be surprised of how pretty it is and how much Ahwatukee has to offer. So without further ado, that's the neighborhood that we're in, just to give you a little bit of a highlight. But for now, we're going to walk through this under $400,000 property to show you what you get in Phoenix, Arizona. All right, so on the outside, the nice thing, it's this home is 3 bedrooms, 2-bath, about 1,300 square feet. But like I said at the start of the video, this is going to be the most unique property that I've ever seen down here in Phoenix. But it just gives you a general idea of kind of what $400,000 gets you. Like I talked about, Ahwatukee homes in general are a little bit more expensive than this one. This is definitely at the lower end. Most you're going to see in the 450s to 550s. But right when you walk in, it's a little dark and it definitely needs a little bit of a facelift in here. But you get a nice big size living room, and you get kind of vaulted ceilings. And again, this is only 1,300 square feet, so it's gonna be nice and quaint inside. Now, this home was built in the 1990s, and you can definitely feel it just with the style of floor. This like big, oversized, kind of tile, and it's raised on your feet. It might be hard to see in the video, but this type of tile and this type of architecture was very common in the 1990s, and not a lot has changed with this property since then. Now, they did do a good job with the kitchen. The kitchen looks really nice, and it kind of flows into, you do get a good full-size washer dryer room in here and a laundry room. The nice thing also with this property is that you do get a 2-car garage. And one thing about Arizona in general is that a lot of the homes do not have any storage. So anytime that you see, cabinets like this, or if you get, other cupboards in the garage, it's definitely a nice added premium that I always like to point out, because Arizona homes, they just do not have any storage. So one nice thing about this home as well is it's called a split floor plan. So You have the primary bedroom on one side of the house, and then you have the other 2 bedrooms over here. And this is why this house begins to get a little interesting. Again, it definitely needs a little bit of a facelift and some fresh paint. But there's 2 water heaters in here, and you'll see that in a moment of why this property we think has 2 water heaters. But definitely very unique. Get full-size bathroom, and again, it just needs a little bit of touch-up. You know, it needs some fresh paint, it needs some updated fixtures. But this is just to give you again a general idea of what $400,000 gets you here in the Phoenix area. So then making our way through the primary bedroom, not the biggest set we've ever seen. You definitely would get a king and some, you know, a dresser in here, but it does have, you know, a full-on private suite. Again, definitely needs just a little bit of a facelift. Not much has changed in the 90s for a majority of this house, but definitely there is a lot of potential with this property. Coming into this room, you will exactly see why I said at this top it is the most unique property I've ever seen in Arizona, because it almost looks like, you know, this is like fully tiled, and it looks like this was at one point like a restaurant. I mean, it has, you know, everything's fully tiled. It's just so, I've never seen anything like this before. Not only that, you get this full-size kitchen down here. So this is what we're assuming of why they had 2 water heaters, is just of how much, you know, potentially hot water that they were using. But I'm telling you guys, this is the most unique property I have ever seen here in Phoenix. This is not what I was expecting when giving you guys the tour today, but you never know what you're getting down here. Now, I will say, outside of the potential mini restaurant, this property is super nice, and this is not too common in Ahwatukee. Normally the lots are a little bit smaller and tighter, but you do get this nice little back patio area. Now, and because most lots in Ahwatukee, they're a little bit tighter together, so you don't really get this option of, you know, kind of space here in the backyard. So it is definitely nice, but I'm telling you, I've just never seen anything like that indoor kitchen area. So like I said, that is the most unusual and unique property I have ever seen here in the Phoenix Valley. But just to give you, again, a general idea of if you do want to be in the Ahwatukee area, most houses are going to be in that high 4s to low 500s, at least at the time of this recording. But if you have the means, guys, Ahwatukee is one of the best neighborhoods and best parts of the entire Phoenix Metro that you can move into. The location, the amenities of the neighborhood of Pecos Park, and there's a couple other parks here in the neighborhood that you absolutely have to check out. It's the best location in the entire Phoenix Valley, and now that I'm even here, I'm even more excited about it. So next, that is our first property. If I was looking for under $400,000, I don't think I would pick this one, just of how unique and strange the property is. But next, we're going to go over to one of the most up and coming and one of the most affordable areas in the entire Phoenix Valley, and that is Laveen. So Laveen has a ton to offer, and I'm excited to show you guys around of what 2 other properties in that neighborhood look like, as well as some of the other amenities that are available in Laveen. So let's go check out Laveen next. All right, so we're down here on our second stop down in the Laveen part of Phoenix. And again, Laveen used to be, like, if you go back 20 years ago, Laveen was only like ranches and there was like nothing down here. Now in literally the last like 10 to 15 years, they're building homes like crazy down here. Literally once that 202 got built about 3 years ago, this area has just blown up with popularity, and new homes are moving down here. And you know, as you can see the footage right now, there's 2 brand new shopping area, the Estrella Mountain Range area and the Laveen Park Place. So there's all kinds of shopping down here. Now, when I say shopping, I'm saying like everyday, daily shopping, right? You have like a Home Depots, you have your grocery stores, you have, you know, TJ Maxx if you need to go there, right? They have a lot of fast food options down here. So if you need like big time shopping, right, of like your department stores and all that, Laveen probably isn't going to be the best area for you. However, there's just so much being planned down here in the Laveen area. So down the road, it might be something, but for right now, might not be the best area for you. But as you can see just behind me, and I'll show you neighborhood footage here in a little bit at the end of this home tour. but there's just been new homes everywhere. So this is a very, very stereotypical, exactly what you're gonna get down here in Laveen. A little bit smaller lots. It's only about 1/10 of an acre. Most often, you see kind of a 1/5 to a 1/4. So it's a little bit smaller of lot size, but as you'll be able to see here, especially with 2-story houses, you get a lot more backyard. So if you need more yard, 2-story might be a better option for you, but if you like more space inside, then a single level might be a better option for you. The main things that Laveen has done a really good job of doing is with these planned communities of putting little parks in here, walking and biking trails all throughout these neighborhoods. So it's just really nice that you get these amenities down here, and it's much more than just a house. They're doing a really good job of putting in these little playgrounds, putting in these little green spaces, as you can see here. So if you do have a dog that likes to run around, or your kids just need to burn off energy, or you need to burn off energy, it's going to be a great spot down here in Laveen, because again, all of these planned communities, almost all of them have these green spaces and walking trails throughout down here in Laveen. Now homes, this is the home that we're going to tour on this particular stop number 2. But homes down in the Laveen area, again, you can find starter homes in the 350s to the low 400s. This one is 2 stories. You get just over 1,500 square feet. You get 3 bedrooms. But there are, there's bigger options, right, available. But you can't get a starter home in this price down here in the area. So for most of Phoenix, it's going to be unattainable, for a lot of first-time home buyers. But that's the nice part about Laveen, is that you can get into a home and be in here for a while just with how much space is in. Right when you walk in, you got all of the bedrooms are going to be upstairs. However, it is nice that you get, a little half bathroom right when you walk in. And they did a really good job with these floorings. But again, a really nice thing about what they're doing with houses down here in Laveen is that they're giving you this wide open and nice open concept. So you have kind of like the dining room area a little bit midway through, and then you do have a large living room. So, if you did have a big size TV, you could put it on that wall. However, like when I like to cook and like whenever I like to eat, I like to potentially, watch TV if there's any games on or something. So especially with how this setup is set up, it would just be really nice to be able to see everything from the living room. But in the kitchen, you have a really good sized kitchen. And again, the thing with a lot of these homes too, is that there's room to make it your own. You can add little fixtures on here. You can paint the cabinets and really make this kitchen your own. But again, for a nice starter house for $400,000, this is a really, really good option for the first floor. On our way out to the garage, almost every home nowadays is going to be built with 2-car. And again, compared to the last house, right, there's not a lot of storage in Arizona houses. So this house, you just get the garage. You don't get any of the extra cabinets. Now you can always add them, but just some things I like to point out, right, about starter houses is they're not going to have quite all of the amenities as somebody who's lived there for a long time in the past. Making our way outside, like I said, this is a little bit smaller lot as a whole, but you actually get a lot of space back here. And it's really nice that they planted this tree when they moved in, because it gives some good shade here in the backyard. But I mean, if you ever wanted to build a pool or like a nice fire pit setup, as you can see the neighbors, they got like a little coverage back here. But there is plenty of room. And again, that's the nice thing about 2-story houses down here, is that you get a little bit more room on the property itself. So again, with this backyard setup, very, very, very common down here in Arizona that you're gonna see, just rocks in the back. They call it a xeriscape. That way you don't have to do a ton of maintenance or mowing or anything like that. So very, very common of what you'll see down here in Phoenix and just in the Phoenix general area. So then making our way upstairs, like I said, all of the bedrooms are going to be upstairs. This is very common in new builds. You're not seeing a ton of bedrooms on the first floor. There are some that have been made, but recently we're not seeing that trend. With this particular house, you do have a really good size master bedroom, and the carpet, you can't see it through the video, but the carpet is newer and it's nice and plush. So again, just another nice benefit that you get with a little bit newer home. And making our way through in here, you have plenty of closet space. This area right behind here is a closet, and then you do get 2 sinks, his and her sinks as well. And again, there's definitely some room for improvements in this property. There's a lot of good things that it has, but you can definitely add and make it your own. Got a full bathtub in here, and then Light's not working, but you do have a nice oversized closet. So then making our way back towards the other 2 bedrooms. One really nice thing that this home did is they put the laundry up by the bedroom. So you get a full laundry room right next to both of and all of the bedrooms up here. You get a little bit of a linen closet. And like I said with storage, guys, that's about it of what you're gonna get in here. So you might need a storage unit or build some shelves in this particular property, but another full bedroom or bathroom. And then you got these ones are a little smaller, these bedrooms. These are probably 10 by 10 at the max. You get some closet space, but again, with only 1,500 square feet, not uncommon of what you're gonna get for bedroom sizes. So a little bit smaller in here and have the kind of sliding closet. So a little bit smaller bedrooms, but again, this house is only, you know, just under 1,600 square feet. So not uncommon of what we're gonna see here in Phoenix. Now, one last thing I did notice about this particular house, it is vacant. So they didn't have a washer dryer. That's always considered personal property, especially in Arizona. But they also took the fridge with them. So with vacant houses, totally not uncommon. And again, if you want a refrigerator, for example, if you want a washer dryer, those are considered personal property. So they don't automatically come with the sale of the house. But appliances, you know, like the microwave, the oven, and then the dishwasher, those automatically come with every sale of the house. Same thing with light fixtures, ceiling fans. So those always will come. So if you do have your own fridge or if you do have a washer dryer, great, you can always bring those in. Or if you want to ask if they already have them, you can ask for them in this sale. But if you are moving down here to the Phoenix, Arizona area, and just be aware that not every house has a refrigerator and a washer dryer. So that wraps up our house of number 2 and the first one here in Laveen. And honestly, I was very, very impressed. The floor was really nice and the home was actually really well taken care of. You can always tell by like light switches and baseboards and just kind of overall wear and tear. Cabinets, cupboards, stuff like that. So honestly, I was very impressed, and especially for the value. I know $400,000 in other areas of the country will get you, huge, massive homes with massive lots. Down here in Arizona, there's just been so much popularity the last, call it 3 or 4 years. So in terms of value, this is about as good as you're going to get with the size of the house, the condition, as well as area. But I've been here for about 15 minutes and there's just been nobody going around here. It's been so quiet. So if you're thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, I highly suggest looking at Laveen. As we make our way to our final stop and stop number 3, guys, if you like this content, make sure you click the like button and comment below. I want to know your thoughts about what you think of the first property, just because of how crazy that home was, but B, what you think of the neighborhood, as well as this particular house that we just toured. And again, if you like the channel and this YouTube channel, we cover everything there is to know about moving to Phoenix, covering different neighborhoods for you. So that way, if you're thinking about making a move down here to the Phoenix area, you already have a general idea of pricing and home layouts and all that good stuff. So if you want to learn more, definitely click the subscribe button and follow along to more of the videos that we produce. But most importantly, guys, if you are thinking about moving to Phoenix, I talk with people every single day that are watching these videos that need help making their move and transition to the beautiful and sunny Phoenix, Arizona area. So guys, feel free to call me, feel free to send us a text, or if you want to meet virtually, there's a link down in the description below. So make sure you check those out, and we would be happy to, get to know you and learn more about your situation, just see how, if even A, Phoenix is a fit, but B, how we can best help you with your transition to Arizona. I'm wearing my Nebraska stuff today. I moved here a couple years ago and I absolutely love it. So I want to help you change your life and move to the beautiful and sunny Arizona area. So guys, we'll give you about 30 to 40 seconds about what other homes look like in this neighborhood, and we will wrap up with our third and final house here in Laveen of what $400,000 gets you in Phoenix. So we'll check those out right now. All right, guys, we're at our last stop down. It's really very similar. It's right across the street. This is Laveen Village. And again, this neighborhood is really nice because the last neighborhood had a lot of greenery. This has so much more, as you can see, and especially like where this house is, right next to it, you just have like this little walking trail, and you have just like a little wash and green area right behind you. So, and you also have the Laveen Village Park. They have wide open, there's greenery everywhere there. You could hit a driver if you wanted. There's just so much greenery there. There's a little playground, there's plenty of walking and biking trails. So a lot to do here in the Laveen Village. This house and the last house in particular, they were built in like the mid 2000s. So again, very, very common with how much growth that Laveen has seen. And the really, really nice thing about Laveen versus like the Ahwatukee area part of Phoenix is that the taxes are very cheap here. So this house particular, this is $394,000 for the price, but the taxes is only about $1,700, and then the HOAs are very, very minimal, about $40 every single month. So very affordable living down here in Laveen. Now, a couple other really good things that Laveen has to do, just general outside of the green spaces and some of the shopping is, I hope you can see it from here, but right behind us, you're right at the foothills of South Mountain. And South Mountain is this huge mountainous park. You can dirt bike, you can ride your, just mountain bike, you can go hiking. So there's all kinds of things to do. And again, the nice thing is right when you walk outside of your property, you get these beautiful mountain views. So that's right at the base of South Mountain. And you also have Cesar Chavez Park. It's there's a man-made lake there. You can walk around it. You can bring your dog. There's plenty of like picnic areas. So if you have, a large family and you want to grill out, there's plenty of areas there. And again, that's literally like right across the street from where we're at right now. And I saved the best for last. The best golf course, one of the best public golf courses in my opinion, is Aguila Golf Club, and that is again right across the street. Their practice facilities are so good, and the course itself is just so amazing. It's really, really cheap. It's probably, I think for the public it's like $65, but if you have the Phoenix City card, you can play for like $45, and that's in the winter. Amazing condition, greens are great. So go check out Aguila Golf Club right across the street here in Laveen. All right, so as we make our way through the last tour, at the end of this video, I'll just give you, another 20-30 seconds of what other homes look like here in the area. But, just in general, again, with all these new housing developments, they're just trying to get as many houses on the lots as possible. So you are a little bit closer to your neighbors. However, what's really nice with kind of this house is that like the front door is so far back in this little nook. So you do have a little bit more privacy when you get in here. And again, this is about the same square footage as the last house, but just as you can see when you get a single level story home here in Phoenix, it just feels so much bigger. So right when you walk in, still get that pretty open concept, but not quite as straight on as the last house, but plenty of space for a nice large living room set in here and a living room setup. What again is really nice with this property in compared to the last is that you do get this little flex room. So if you ever wanted to turn this into another bedroom, you just have to wall this off because it already has a window, and then so you just have to add a closet and then a door. So it's nice that you do have that little flex room option, but then you come out in, you got the little dining room area and a little bit smaller kitchen than the last, not quite as much counter space, but a little bit more updated than the previous house. You do get, this one does come with the fridge, but you do get a little pantry with this style as well. So again, with this particular floor plan, this is called a split floor plan. And in other areas of the country, split just means right when you walk in, you either go upstairs or down. Here it means that the primary bedroom, the master, is separate from the other two. So again, right when you walk in, you got the primary on one side of the house, and then the other two bedrooms are here. Walk and show you a little bit here. This one is nice. You do get a little bit more storage, not much, but you get a little linen closet, and then you get two bedrooms on this side. So this bedroom is probably about the same size as the last, again, about 10 by 10. So it's not uncommon. You get the garage and then the washer dryer room, as well as you get a full bathroom. And again, it's nice that this home's a little bit more updated than the previous, but this room is nice that it's a little bit deeper. This one's probably 11 to 12 by 10, so a little bit deeper and similar size closet. Walking by the garage real quick, it is nice that they have these epoxy floors. We're starting to see these more and more, but they're super easy to clean. they haven't quite cleaned it as well as they could, but it's nice that they have this option available. But again, there's just not a lot of storage in here, as you can see. So just something to think about when you're making your way to the Phoenix area. So making our way back through the rest of the house, and we'll pop into the primary. This is by far the nicest primary that we've seen. Definitely bigger and a little bit nicer than the first one. These little bay windows, it's an upgrade that when the buyer was choosing, they decided to put these in. It doesn't look like a lot, but it definitely adds a little bit more space in the bedroom. So that's a nice little feature that they have, as well as a decent walk-in closet. Not quite as big as the last one, but there's always trade-offs in every house. So again, you get his and her sink. And the really cool thing about this particular property, you get a little bit more storage in here. And the really nice thing is that you have this own kind of private walkout to the backyard. Now with the backyard, they've done a really good job. They have an area for a fire pit over here. And again, what's really nice is that they already put in this turf. Now turf down here in Arizona is starting to become more popular. It's just very expensive to put in. So this right here, this is probably about $8,000 that they spent on turf. So it's a nice upgrade back here that gives it a little bit of greenery. You do have a little private patio because there's nobody right next to you. And then here's just another look at the rest of the backyard. Again, what's really nice with this particular property is that you just have this like little wash in the back. So making our way through here, you got no real neighbors behind you, and you just have this nice green space right back here. So if you have a dog, this would be a perfect area to go throw the ball and let them run around. Now, my overall preference of houses down here, this one would probably definitely be the one that I would choose. I really like the layout. I like how big the primary bedroom is. Kitchen was a little small, but out of the three, it's something that I would be able to deal with. It's just really nice of single level story homes down here. They stay a little bit cooler than 2 stories, a little bit cheaper on electricity. But B, I just think the floor plans, you get a little bit more space for the square footage. So that would be my choice, is number 3. And apparently I saved the best for last. So guys, comment down below. I want to know what your thoughts are on what homes look like for $400,000 in the city of Phoenix. And again, if you need any help with any of these neighborhoods, or a home tour or anything like that, guys, please feel free to reach out. We're here to be a resource for you. So in the next 45 seconds, I'll just show some more neighborhood footage of what Laveen Village looks like. So thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our videos that we have on our page, and looking forward to making more of these videos and to helping you with your transition to Phoenix. So see you on the next video, and thanks again, guys.